you have all these people around you that do the things that you want to do, but if you don't tap into it, it's just like FOMO. Everything that you're yearning to do, there is an equal force yearning for it to be done. This is going to be very woo-woo. I'm a woo-woo type of chick. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel where we talk about self-discovery through art. I'm Nate Ajwa, the artist you don't know yet, so let's dig into some shit. It's been a minute since I've done my intro, but I thought it was only right given the topic of today's video. It's been one whole year since your girl has committed to my creative recovery. It all started with reading this inspirational as fuck book, The Artist's Way, A Spiritual Path to Higher Creativity. I also got the companion workbook so I could do my artist pages there. I've since finished the 12 weeks and continued the artist pages and a whole bunch of other journals, including this one that I have today. It's like the 4th journal I finished since reading The Artist's Way, and that's crazy to me. I thought it would be cool to not only talk about my creative recovery, but decorate this journal because it means so much to me and it's a fun thing to do. I like to do things with my hands. I wanted to answer some of the questions that Julia asks us after every chapter just to get a pulse, a temperature check for where I am today as opposed to where I was this time last year. I did not journal today or yesterday because my beautiful recent journal right here is full, which shows that I have been consistent, but to be honest, only journaled twice this week. Otherwise, I would say about 5 to 6 times per week I journaled the 3 pages. It's something I've loved. I've picked it up and I've never stopped. It makes me feel so connected to myself, but also to God. I haven't always been good with traditional ways of communing with God and traditional forms of prayer, so I utilize the morning pages as my daily prayer. I realized that later on in the day, because I did that thought dump, the path is clearer for that conversation to receive God back. Dump, all these thoughts, whatever, in the morning. Things that have been brewing since the day before during sleep or whatever. And then later on in the day, a melody will come to me, some bars, if you will, come to me, and I feel like, oh, I'm ready. I can hear you. I can receive you. That energy that I get from God. Sorry, this is going to be very woo-woo. I'm a woo-woo type of chick. It is what it is. I've been very active as far as going to like creative events, craft stores. Y'all know I like the park. Those are the types of dates that I typically take myself on. But I would like to do a little bit more of that. I think that's an area that I could still work on. The journaling has been second nature, but the artist dates hasn't always been. I think it comes down to just prioritizing the time for myself. I went to a gallery and it was super cool. It was a solo date. And I wind up talking to the founder of the gallery, and she invited me to perform the next day. And that was the first time I performed my debut single. So synchronicities have definitely happened. I've noticed so many synchronicities this year, whether it's being invited places, meeting certain people, the energy that y'all have given me when I needed it, like when I was about to quit YouTube, but then someone gives me this amazing ass comment that instills in me, reminds me what my purpose is. A larger issue that's been affecting me this year is definitely analytics. Trying to quantify my creative value by looking at the numbers of views that I get, likes, and comments. If you're trying to figure out where my mind space is on analytics, check the description box for the link to that video. Don't know if I need to be doing more short form content. I don't think my brain naturally thinks in minute increments. I'm a yapper, clearly. I'm the type of person that when I'm talking to someone, I bring them from A all the way to Z just to make the point of B. You know what I mean? Short form content being so driven on hooking someone in the first 15 seconds. Some people say the first 5 seconds. Keeping the pacing up. Even for long form videos, I don't always fall into that category. And I feel like if I was doing those things, would I get better performance? And then that brings me back to my point about analytics. We love a resolution. What I keep coming back to is that the people, the neighbors, if you're new here, you're a neighbor now, that my art is truly for, will appreciate the yaps. They'll appreciate the 7-minute vlog that could have been 5 minutes. They'll appreciate the 20-minute video that could have been 11, because they care about hearing the process behind the art that inspires me, that maybe inspires them. One person that has been beneficial to my creative recovery is I Understood here on YouTube. She has videos on the concept of like, everything that you're yearning to do, there is an equal force yearning for it to be done. So every piece of content that you want to create, there's an audience waiting for that content. Every lyric that you write in a song, there are people waiting to hear those lyrics, understand them, feel them. And I think the same is true for me and my art and my dreams. The dreams that I dream, the things that I want to accomplish, there's an equal force of neighbors dreaming for those things to be done. So that's kind of how I ground myself in the whole maybe my art thing is not for everybody, or maybe I should be doing it this way so it could be for everybody. Maybe it's not supposed to be, but it is for certain people, and those are the people I like. Those are the 4 main questions that Julia asks in the book on a weekly basis as a way for you to keep up with yourself and see if the course is actually helping. Again, I highly recommend this book. I love this book. I want to put out an EP this coming year, so I think I'm going to really be into this book. I'm a stan of Doechii, and I saw in an interview that she got back in this book when she was working on her most recent project. So if you want to know the power behind that book, I think Doechii expressing how important it was to her is a very good place to start. Some things that I've accomplished that has showed the progress that I've made in my creative recovery. So often our society tells us there's a window of time that we're supposed to accomplish something. Why I wanted to bring up the point of all the things that I've been doing in 6 months as opposed to like my past 24 years of life, to further acknowledge that there is no fucking window. Okay? Sorry for the profanity. I settled back into New York City. I knew that coming back home, but also coming back to a city like New York, could make or break my creative spirit. You have all these people around you that do the things that you want to do or have similar mindsets, right? But if you don't tap into it, it's just like FOMO. When you do tap into it, which I'm grateful that I've been putting my toe in the water more and more with the creative scene out here, I feel fulfilled. I've met photographers, other musical artists, writers, activists, community organizers, and all that has been since I've moved back here in August. To think that I've been to more impactful places, more impactful events, met more people creatively in a few months than I've done maybe in my whole life living here. That's amazing. Even before I moved back to New York, I was performing at open mic nights in Boston, and that was the first time that I've ever performed original music. So I've performed original music for the first time this year. I put out original music for the first time this year. My second release is coming out in a few weeks, so stay tuned for that. I've been putting myself out there consistently online. I started my YouTube channel, Neighbors, and I'm still here. Feels really good to acknowledge. I had my first photo shoot as Nate Ajula. We can do things whenever we decide to put that energy in action. Period. Presence has been the most important piece to my creative recovery this year. I say that with a full chest. It has been. I've been able to see myself blossom. I've been able to see myself grow. I've been able to be in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing with the right people, because I've been present. I've been able to make some kick-ass art. Soul, that's the name of my second single, is coming out soon, and it is a kick-ass song because I was present. If any of this resonated with you, become a neighbor and subscribe. Creativity is a spiritual act. I believe that God loves artists. I believe that when I'm operating in my creativity, I'm operating in my most good work. Doing that, I am strengthening my relationship with God. If you want to know how your girl got so woo-woo, honestly, I think I've always been like this. But this book has definitely allowed me to deepen the understanding and be able to now communicate that online and resonate with you. So that's it for me. As always, I'm Renee Ajua, the artist you just took some time to meet. And I'll see you next time.